Hello, welcome to the Williamsburg Address. I'm Kayla Jones and I have Allison Sakamora.
Woohoo!
And today we have,
Deidre Roche, who's the marketing communications manager for the York County Economic and Tourism Development. She's a true champion of the region and the creative force behind promoting events in historic Yorktown, including the Yorktown Market Days, the Sound of Summer concert series, and a full slate of exciting VA 250 commemoration. Proud graduate of the lead class of 2023. Uber brings both community roots and professional polish to everything she does. When she's not crafting the next great campaign, you'll find her right where you'd expect her, Upper York County, with
That's
her
right.
husband George, daughter Isabella, and the family's four-legged marketing consultant Nala.
That's right. Hi, thanks for having me on.
thank
We're
you for
so
being
excited.
here.
I do
Yeah.
want to throw out, Deidre, we always like to talk about our connections. You and I were in the lead class together, class of
Right.
2023. That's how we met. And your daughter attends Bruton High School and your husband works there. So
That's right. We
we
live in
are
Breed County all over. I know. Yeah.
we are Bruton strong again, Kayla. This just keeps
Yep,
happening, right?
yes, it does.
Did you go to Burton too, Kayla?
So, yes, I went to Bruton and my parents,
Okay.
but both my parents teach at Bruton now.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
What do they teach?
Driver's ed and PE, Coach Jones, and then art
Oh
and
yeah, I
science.
know Coach Jones.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
Awesome.
those are my two people.
All right. That's cool. I know it's so funny how when you live in such a small town, everybody's connected one way or
Yep,
another. So
That's
that's what I
yeah,
like. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely don't get it everywhere.
I know. I mean, it has its pluses and minuses. You know, you go to the grocery store, you see everybody, you're just like, I just want some private time. Yeah,
That's why you have to go across town and then you see
that's
people you
right.
don't know.
That's right.
yes. Yeah. So we're so excited to have you on today to talk about kind of all things Yorktown. I know Kayla and I have loved living so close to Yorktown and have enjoyed many events, whether it be going to the beach, eating down there, walking, and going to the concerts. So we're excited to hear kind of your insights into the area. Pretend that people are listening maybe don't know anything about Yorktown at all. So we're happy
Okay.
for you to delve into a little bit about the area and then kind of what side you bring as far as pushing the tourism side, the events that are upcoming for our big two.
Okay. You may have to go one by one with each one of those
Yeah,
questions.
that's
Okay. So I for my job, I primarily focus on historic Yorktown, which is basically like just about 2 miles inside in size. And so it kind of starts from Water Street, where the American Revolution Museum of Yorktown begins, and then it kind of ends where the Yorktown Beach picnic area is, and it goes a little further up to Main Street, Ballard Street, and then where the what do they call the it's like the Confusion corner of Yorktown. Is it the 4 points, 5 points, one of those? Anyway, so, yeah, it's my job to promote all things that are happening in historic Yorktown, whether it's, a new restaurant opens up or, we have this exciting event that's happening on the beach. And, it's an awful place to work because it's right by the water. You can't beat the view, the view between the Coleman Bridge and then the York River. And then, you got all the restaurants kind of like overlooking the York River too. So it's just a beautiful place to kind of, you can go for a day or two and hang out. And, again, you can't beat the view. There's the restaurants. Of course, you have all the historical sites like the American Revolution Museum. On Main Street, you have a bunch of historic houses. You got our town battlefield, Cornwallis's Cave. And then again, as you alluded to, Allison, we have a bunch of the 50 events going on this year. And the one I really want to talk about, because it's huge, is the Sail Yorktown Festival, which is June 12th through 14th. So at this event, we're going to have all kinds of activities for families, for, people who really enjoy the military, like learning about maritime history and all that stuff. Well, we'll be offering free tall ship and military deck tours, which you
Nice.
love that
Okay.
this whole event is pretty much free. In terms of the tall ships, we're going to be featuring Jamestown Settlements to Godspeed, Luna. We'll have our home ported ship, the Schooner Lance 2 there. But to me, the biggest tourist attraction is the Picton Castle. It's really cool. If you have the chance, go and look at some of the pictures on Visit Yorktown or Yorktown Festival. You will be so impressed. But of course, That's just a picture, so you really gotta come to the event to kind of experience it in person. So, the day's gonna also feature a parade of sail on Friday morning, living history exhibits, military drills, firing demonstrations. We're gonna have a vendor village so people can kinda come and buy, nautical themed gifts or even some Sail Yorktown Festival swag. Have kids with crafts and activities and a lot of live entertainment for all 3 days.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and then, just 2 points I wanna touch on for the live entertainment. Saturday night, we're gonna have rising country music star Carissa Ella. She's out of Nashville, and then if country's not your thing and you like something a little slower pace, you can go watch the Williamsburg Symphony Orchestra. That'll be up at the Victory Monument, and they're gonna
Okay.
perform a lot of patriotic music, which kinda coincides with this cool multimedia patriotic demonstration photographic display.
Now, I know before a few things I want to note with parking, and I know we've talked about
Yeah,
this
yeah.
before. And July 4th, they parked in the field and then they would have the trolley car come by and pick you up, right? And drive you down to
That's
Water.
right.
So are they still offering that as a service?
Yes, we'll have it at the Sail Yorktown Festival. We'll have it, we pretty much have it at all of our major events, including Independence Day. And again, you alluded to free. It's all free. That's kind of a big perk of going to historic Yorktown. You're not going to have to pay for parking, and then you don't have to pay for the trolley. And most of the entertainment that we do have at the waterfront is free. Yeah.
One of the things I know I've enjoyed at Yorktown is the July 4th events. So I've gone several years in a
I ran
row.
into you one year. I think it was
I
a
know
couple years.
you did, and it's an all-day event. So
Right.
you
That's
had
right.
bands, you had a DJ, you had food trucks. We set up camp with umbrellas,
Right.
chairs, we brought coolers, and you can bring all of that onto the trolley, correct? Like if you're parking in the parking lot and you need to bring stuff with you, are you allowed to trek all that onto the trolley or
Yeah,
does it
I
have
think you
to
can
get
check
there
it on the
early?
trolley. I just don't think you're allowed to eat on the trolley.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you can have coolers and everything, but
Yeah,
yeah,
and how late does the trolley usually run?
so it kind of varies from event to event, but right now it's running 11 to 5. You had to ask me a question. I don't have memorized the
My
answer to.
bad.
It's all right. But when Memorial Day comes, they do have extended hours. So it's 10 to 5:30 daily, but for our concerts and then our special events like the Sail Yorktown Festival, Independence Day, it does extend its hours to pretty
Good.
much 30 minutes after the event occurs.
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And with just talking, I know I'm only talking mainly about parking in the trolley just because for some people it's a little bit harder to get down there now with the parkway closed, right? So you do have to come around a different way. And then it's understanding if I pull in and park, does the trolley come? Is there a trolley stop marker? Does the trolley just show back up? How long is it typically running in between times that I'm
Right.
waiting?
Right. So we do have trolley stop markers. If you go to our website, visit yorktown.org/trolley, it'll give you bullet points as to where each one of those trolley stops are. And it does take about 20 to 25 minutes to circulate
Okay.
the whole way
Good to
through.
know.
But we also do have a free app that people can download to kind of follow the trolley so you can see how close or how far the trolley is from the
Yeah,
stop.
and that's awesome, and I know down on Water Street, there also is limited parking. They do have the
Right.
parking
Plenty
garage
of
as
parking there.
well, and then up behind the museum, people have parked there. There is some handicap spots along there, so if that's easier for you to be able to get down there,
Right.
those are available as well.
Right, and there is parking at Ballard Street over by York Hall, and then if you keep going up Ballard Street, you can park by the admin office near the courthouse, and then a couple of other stops. I know there's a parking lot over by the Yorktown Pub that people can take advantage of too, so
Yes, perfect.
yeah.
So with restaurants, I know that obviously the marina was being redone, which we should probably touch on that as well. But I know there's some been new restaurants that have opened there that
Yeah, the newest one is the Coastal Thirst Beach Deli, which I know you and I and our friend Sam have lunch there one day.
yeah.
They serve a lot of Hawaiian infused dishes, so they primarily serve breakfast and lunch, but I believe on Fridays and Saturdays they have extended hours. So, you can get brekkie tacos, burritos, salads. They even have flatbread pizzas. It's delicious. And they're kind of right across from the Yorktown pub, which is also, I think it's probably the oldest one in town. And, you can get fish and chips and sandwiches and all that stuff. But the cool thing about these two restaurants is in between them right now, they're building an outdoor patio space. It's currently under construction. So I think by next month or May, they should have it completed. So
Wow.
it's going to be really, really nice. I
Yes.
know it's spring. Don't call me on the date, but yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, in terms of other restaurants, we've got Water Street Grill and Riverwalk Restaurant, which again overlooks the water. We've got Umi Sushi or Tree Kitchens, and then the museum also has a 1781 Cafe by Aromas. So they serve soups and sandwiches and salads as well.
And there's the Baskin Robbins ice cream.
No, Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's. Oh my God. Yes, don't start a war. Ben and Jerry's.
You're right, Ben and Jerry's. Thank you for not letting me forget that. Yes. So on a
Yes.
really hot day like 4th of July, that place would definitely come in handy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's the other coffee shop that's up on the hill that I
Right,
love
Mob
going to.
Jack Coffee Roasters and Petite
Yes.
Cafe. And then they also own Little York Confectionery, which has ice cream and chocolates as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So, what is one thing people always, I guess, get wrong when they're visiting Yorktown?
Boy, that's a really hard question. Well, I think we kind of talked about it before. I think when you go to a tourist attraction like historic Yorktown, people automatically assume that you're going to have to pay for everything.
Mhm.
But in Yorktown, that's not necessarily true. Sure, you're going to have to splurge on things like food and, some museums. But in terms of the special events that we have in town, most of them are going to be free. So, we're all about attracting the outsiders to kind of enjoy and experience historic Yorktown as a whole. And so, again, you can't beat the view while you're watching a big band perform,
Mhm.
having a drink, and then, dancing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really, you can't beat it. It's awesome.
Yeah, you wanna touch on maybe the, what is it? Is it Wednesday nights or Thursday nights during the summertime?
For the Sounds of Summer concerts. Yeah, that's Thursday nights from 6:30 to 9. We've expanded it this year to be 14 concerts.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Let me check my notes here. It starts May 21st with BJ Griffin. You'll probably have heard of him. He was on
Mhm.
American Idol.
Yep.
Other bands, Brasswind, Wonderland, Innovation. New band I'm excited about. I'm working this event. It's called Uncle Jesse. So, Uncle Jesse from Full House. I think that's what it's named after.
Okay.
They're going to have a bunch of, I think it's 90s songs is what they.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you like country, you've got the Nashville Nights Band. And then, of course, as we have done in the past few years on August 26th, we'll end with the cover band, the DeLoreans.
Yes. They are
Okay.
amazing.
I know. They are awesome. It's so much fun. I know we typically like to give out the neon bracelets at those, and the kids really like that. They
Yeah.
have really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's really fun is during those concerts, typically they have the street shut down between
Right.
Ben and Jerry's and
Yes.
kind of that restroom marina area. So it's blocked off. Sometimes they have cornhole out there. So you'll see
Yes,
people
they do.
doing cornhole. They have an area in front of the stage for dancing.
That's
And
right.
then
And sometimes they put the dance floor down, or you can also
yes,
do that. It's on the side.
on the
Right.
side, right. And then even in the street. And then during the breaks, typically during the band breaks, they pay line dancing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do see a bunch of groups that do line dancing kind of in the street, actually,
Yeah.
next to.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's cool.
it's a fun event. I know
Right.
we've enjoyed coming down to it. You can bring
Good.
lawn chairs, you can bring a blanket, you can spread out, meet your friends, come after work. It's one of those things we like to keep lawn chairs in our cars so that way you can just go
Right.
right from
Right.
work.
You never
Hey,
know when
tonight's
you
the
need
night.
one of those during the summer. And one thing that's good too is if you're 21 or older within the designated area, you can also bring special beverages if you want to enjoy them as well. That's a big draw, I
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, do you have to have cozies out there?
I don't Are you saying do you have to have cozies? No, I don't. That's a good question. I don't think so, but we do give them away sometime as
Okay,
swag and
cool.
all that.
Okay.
So
And
if you want one, visit Yorktown booth. Now, can I talk about one of our newest buildings that just opened up? Because
yeah.
this will actually be really good for anyone who's moving into town or is visiting. So we just opened the Yorktown Welcome Center,
Okay.
and it's where it's where the space of the dock master's office used to be, that itty bitty one with the bathrooms.
Yes.
The small bathrooms. But now it's bigger and better. So anyone who comes into town and has no idea what Yorktown is all about can stop in. They can plan their trip to historic town. We have this cool virtual kiosk where you can kind of like select things that you really want to do and then text yourself, and then it'll build out the itinerary for you, which is really cool.
Wow.
Nice.
And then, we'll have someone at the front desk who can answer any questions that you have. We do have a family restroom inside of the building in case, a mom comes in, she needs to change the diaper. So that's inside. And we also have bathrooms outside. We do inside, we also have a water bottle refilling station. And then that is also home to where our dock master does work. So if you have any questions about dock space, or you need to borrow a movie mat, which is a mat that we can place on the beach for people who are in wheelchairs to make it easier for them to go get
Yeah.
into the water.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's really cool. Y'all should go check it out. It's
Yeah.
really a really nice upgrade from what we had before.
And do you know what the manned hours are? Like if somebody does come down there and they want to map out an itinerary, does it
Right.
close at 5 or, they have more
Yeah.
get there at 4 and you're like, "Oh my gosh, we want to see a few things." Is there someone
Right.
there
Of
to answer
course.
questions?
So right now our hours are Wednesday through I'm cheating again because I don't have it memorized. It's Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 4, and then between Memorial Day and Labor Day, it will be open Monday to Sunday, 10 to 5.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Yes.
So with the big VA 250, is part of that going to include the museum? Are there any museum events as well, or is it all going to be held kind of down on Water Street area?
Well, that's a really good question. So for most of the events, I would say is pretty much a collaboration between all of the organizations that are in town. So for example, the Sail Yorktown Festival, York County is the lead, but obviously we've asked our friends at the American Revolution Museum and the Colonial National Historical Park to kind of help us in terms of producing engaging activities that can be, what's the word I'm looking for? That people can enjoy. So I know that on Main Street, the Colonial National Historic Park is going to host a lot of little exhibits on Main Street. And then I know they're going to have a lot of the colonial homes open.
Good.
Yeah, so you can go step inside those. While you're here, the American Revolution Museum, although if you're from out of town, you do have to pay to get in, I do highly recommend it because they do have a lot of interactive exhibits that people can enjoy, as well as, they have their outdoor colonial farm, and then you can learn how to cook the colonial foods from back in the day. I will say, fun fact, some of y'all might not know this. If you are a resident of James City County, York County, and the city of Williamsburg, you can get into that museum for free. So if you're just moving here, get your license soon so you can take
Yeah.
advantage of that.
Yes, and I think they also will accept your, like, water or electric bill. You can bring that with
Yeah,
you as
okay.
well to
Right,
show that. So if you don't
right.
have your license, you have out-of-state
Yeah,
license,
good
you're
point.
military,
Yeah,
you can bring that and show it. But it's definitely they've upgraded it with that interactive experience where they
right,
have screens, you can actually touch on the screen and ask for different, live live interpreters to come on the screen and answer or tell things about their time and their experiences. So I think
right.
those are really neat.
Yeah.
I know the filming when we sat in, if you remember sitting in on the movie and,
Right, the
cannons are
40
going off and
Syrian.
yes.
That is really cool. I reckon that's probably my favorite thing there. It's really cool because, you kind of get an overview and an outlook of what it was like when people were fighting in the American Revolution. And then, of course, you have all the special effects to go with it. So it's like you're right there.
I know too, one of the other fun things that goes on down there is you guys do have Yorktown. There's Yorktown Fife and Drums. So
Yes.
they have a headquarters building and they're separate from Colonial Williamsburg Fife and Drums. So it's a different
That's correct.
organization that mainly performs in Yorktown. And then they also do have travel trips that they've gone on and performed. My son, Preston, who's actually a drummer, was a part of the Yorktown Fife and Drums during
Oh, he
middle.
was?
He was.
Oh, wow.
So
Awesome.
we did it for about 2 years, and he was a drummer in the league, and so a lot of their music is memorized. So you have to be able to march and
Right.
have the music memorized to participate. But they do; they're involved in a lot of different parades, and they're a fun group to watch. And they usually will march as well to the monument, and then they march down to Water Street. So that's another fun kind of interactive experience to hear them play,
Yeah.
and it's all made
They're
up of
always
kids.
right. They're always so popular. You'll find them sometimes around 10 o'clock at some of our Yorktown market days, the farmer's market.
Yes.
They're obviously at our Independence Day celebration. I know they'll be at the Sale Yorktown Festival. And then we do have a Victory Weekend celebration coming up in October. So you'll see them all over the place at that one. And of course, the Independence Day Parade and the Yorktown Day Parade. So you can catch them there too.
So when's the Yorktown Day Parade? Or
So Yorktown Day is every year, October 19th.
okay, can you talk about what that is too? Like why it's done?
Right, why it's so important. So Yorktown Day commemorates the last major battle of the American Revolution, and that is a battle that we won, hence ending the Revolutionary War. And so we celebrate that every year because that was, leading.
And then the parade. What activities go on during the parade?
So the parade features, geez, I couldn't tell you like an exact number, but you'll see school groups. Fifes and drums usually started, I think. Sometimes you'll see those old-fashioned cars in the parade, and a lot of other local nonprofits as well. So,
Bruton High School marched in the parade, Kayla. Preston, when he
yeah,
was in,
right. I think it's all the York County high schools
yes,
do.
they
Got it.
marched in it. So it's a really cool day to go down there, and you can get
Yeah,
there early, you have a chair, sit out, experience the whole parade and everything that comes through.
yeah,
It's really fun. On July 4th, and it's the whole day, people could literally spend the
yes.
whole day there
9 to
celebrating.
9:45.
Yes,
Yes.
long day.
Very long day for me too, but that's okay.
But they run at the end, they set off fireworks.
Correct.
And what's unique about their fireworks is, number 1, it's over the water, so it's a
It's on a
fantastic
barge,
view. It's
right?
not there's no trees blocking your view, you get a very clear view of the fireworks. But I love they also typically play music to the fireworks, like, usually there's a DJ or somebody playing music during the fireworks, which makes it really fun and beautiful. I have gone for the whole day of July 4th down there and camped out, and like I said, the DJ, there's live bands, there's food available, there's food trucks. It's just a great energy. You see a lot of people. And then we stayed all the way till the night to watch the fireworks.
That's right. Y'all, 2 things about this year's 4th of July. First, y'all had Good Shot Judy
Really?
Whoa!
Okay.
performing this year, so that's exciting. And then our fireworks show is going to be extended this year, so
Wow.
Good.
to attend. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a big year, celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So, yeah.
But, hmm. So with that, I guess for people that are business owners that listen to this, do you have sponsorship opportunities for that whole GA 250 at Yorktown?
Not for the whole VA 250, but we do have sponsorship opportunities for the Sale Yorktown Festival, and there are different packages available. If you go to visit yorktown.org/Sale Yorktown Festival and scroll down a little bit, you'll see the different tiers and then what each one costs and what you get for each one in return. I highly recommend it. You're going to be a part of a once in a lifetime opportunity and experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And then let's say back to the tourist side of it,
sure.
what is something that you see a lot of tourists, or not a lot, but tourists usually miss when they're visiting York?
Ooh, what do they usually miss? Great
Right?
question. Well, One thing I think tourists probably don't know about is if you go down Water Street toward the end, right before the beach picnic area, there's this rocky display. It's Cornwallis's cave. I'm not a historian, so I couldn't really tell you the whole history of it, but it's kind of like hidden in the background. And then I know there's a few tour guides or tours that you can take to learn more about it. For example, Patriot Tours and Provisions. They're offering walking tours right now. And then that's one of the stops that they do take you to and give you, an opportunity to take pictures and learn more about the history there at that landmark.
Nice. Okay. And then for people that either the tourists or just want to go, how does the pier work for if they wanted to fish or anything like that, or just walk down? They can just do that free
Right.
willing. Yeah.
So the cool thing about this is another fun fact about the
We
fishing
love fun
piers.
facts, so
Yeah.
yeah. Bring on one.
You don't have to have a fishing license to fish from the fishing pier. We take care of that for you. So that's kind of in between the beach picnic area and where Riverwalk Landing Piers is, and it's kind of across Cornwallis's cave too, I think, if I
Mhm.
remember. So yeah, you can fish from there. We do have an event every year in August, the Colonial Croaker, or I think it's Yorktown. I don't know the official name. It's a croaker fishing tournament.
Oh,
So you can enter that. It's like a 2-day event. So you can, register and then get a chance to maybe win some moolah.
okay.
Now, in terms of the Riverwalk Landing Pier, that's more like the docking space and where we host, the bigger boats and then, residents who own boats and then can come. Transient boaters is what we call them. Want to stay overnight or whatever. And it's also a great place to kind of in that area to kind of view the fireworks too for 4th of July.
With
Yeah.
with the fishing tournament, we'll
Yeah.
just call it that for now. Is that something that are they just fishing, trying to who gets the biggest fish? Is that usually what goes
Oh,
on
the
there?
fishing tournament. Yeah, I think it's by weight. So whoever catches the biggest fish will probably win the biggest pot. Again, not a fisherman or a historian, but
Me neither, but there's
I'm pretty
people that
sure
would
that's
love
the
to
way it
do
works.
that. People would love to do that and
Oh
know a lot
yeah,
of people that like to fish, so that's a good event to have too.
yeah. We have, as you can tell, we've been talking about all kinds of different things. So when it comes to Yorktown, our events are very diverse. So there's a little bit of something for everyone.
Mhm.
I would agree. And I think what's unique too is you not only have the history area that's obviously roads that you can walk around and tour, but then you have that grass area beyond the beach with nice big mature trees. You're still on the water. You can do picnic down there. You can grill. I've seen people, set up tents. I've seen kind of those overhead balcony tents have tables set up and they're maybe doing a party out there, which is really nice. And then, of course, you have the beautiful beach, which is overlooking the York River. And so, part of the uniqueness of the York River is it's more freshwater, correct? And so, you can sometimes see dolphins. You can see a lot of different styles of boats going by. You have the view of the Gloucester Drawbridge, which actually I love. It's unique. It
Yeah.
opens
The
out
Common Bridge.
instead of
Yeah.
up. So that's fun to watch as ships are coming through. I know Kayla and I have actually gone down during the week and sat on the beach and we took a little table and we played board games and we answered our phone for work and just enjoyed the views. So definitely it's an area that you can go and really plan to spend all day. So it's
That's right.
nothing that you drive down and you're like, okay, we're only gonna be down here an hour. I think there's enough that you can participate in, throwing football, fishing on the pier if you wanted. Like you said, it's free. You don't need to worry about a permit. You can go over to the beach, you can hang out there. They do have areas to shower off, like your
Shower
things like
stations.
that. Yeah, shower stations, so you can get back in your car easily without tracking sand in there. There are sidewalks, and people do bring their dogs, but they cannot be on the beach area, the sand, correct? They
Right.
can be in
That's
the
correct.
field.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so at the Yorktown Market Days, at events like the Yorktown Market Days or Sounds of Summer, you can certainly bring your dogs to those events. But yeah, 4th of July, it's a little sketchy to do that, especially if your dogs are very sensitive to the fireworks as well, right? So
What about the farmers markets that take place down there?
yeah, so the farmers market starts April 11th. Hold on, I'm trying to get it up here
That's
again.
okay.
April 11th, and then they run through weekly through October 24th. But there are a few dates that we're not having it on the Saturdays because we have other special events like the Yorktown Festival, Boots, Brews, and Barbecue, July 4th, and then our Wine and Oyster Festival.
So what's
Yeah.
the barbecue? What's that one?
Oh, yeah, Boots, Brews, and Barbecue. So we used to call it Blues. No, what do we call it? Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. But we're
Yes, we got
rebranding it to
that.
be country. So this year we're going to feature Run and Shine and the Nashville Nights Band. So at that event, you can get, your beer or wine, but they have wine too. And you just kind of walk around while you listen to the bands perform and, have a good old time. And then do the Boots, Scoot, and Boogie.
And then you said the Wine and Oyster Festival?
Right. So that's in October. That's a 2-day event. I think it's October 3rd and 4th this year. And then, the big focus is wine, but we will have beer for people who don't like wine. And then a bunch of oysters because, it's a big, we have a lot of big oyster farms around here. So we want to kind of just embrace that and then support our local oyster farmers.
Mhm. Yep.
I know. It's so exciting. There's so much to do and so much to remember, and it's a lot, but it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's good. It's good. So if someone had one day in Yorktown from beginning of the day to the end of the day, what's like the perfect itinerary?
I'm sorry, what's the second part of the question?
Perfect itinerary
Perfect itinerary.
for a day
Okay,
in
well, it's funny you
Yorktown.
say this because I just wrote one.
There we go.
Okay, the perfect itinerary, I would say start at the American Revolution Museum because it's open 9 to 5. So you probably want to do that and then get that out of the way. Then I would head up Water Street to Riverwalk Landing where you can go shopping and then eat at one of the restaurants, in Riverwalk Landing
Mhm.
or up the street. Stop at the beach, enjoy the water, dip your toes in, read a book, have a picnic. We do have a few restaurants that do offer like grab and go options in case you forget to bring food.
That's good to know. Yeah.
So that's good. Then after that, maybe head up to Main Street to just do like a little stroll. We do have some like displays that'll kind of walk you through the history of what happened in the area. So that'll save you some money too.
Yes.
And then if you have an extra day where you can take advantage of it, maybe you start at the Yorktown battlefield and then kind of like work your way back. Yeah.
We'll say it's good there if you want to work out too.
That's
You
true.
want
We do have
somewhere
a
to
lot
have,
of hills.
yep,
Yes.
good
Yeah.
for running or walking, jogging, just
Right.
to walk
And if you want to work
around.
out your arms, we have kayaking or paddleboarding. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know too, the beach area when we talk about it, so it's obviously sand, there's rock areas, but then they do have an area that's kind of roped off that you can swim, that you're not gonna maybe go beyond that roped off
Right.
area. So you're not
Yes.
gonna go where it's too deep. It's kind of marked off. So if
That's
you're
right.
bringing young kids or families that want to be able to know there's a defined area within the river for
Yes.
you to swim and be safe.
That's right. Yes. I think we put those up either later this month, which I guess is what, next week. It is.
Yeah.
Or early April. So yeah, they'll go up pretty soon once the weather gets a little warmer. Yeah.
So would you rather see the sunrise or the sunset in your town? Which one is your favorite to see?
When the Colonial Parkway is open, I enjoy the sunrise because I usually get to work early. And so I'm there usually early enough, depending on, whether it's daylight savings time or not. And I get some really good pictures.
Nice,
So,
yeah.
yeah. And then, obviously, from the parkway, you can't really beat that view either coming all the way in once you start to see the water. Have y'all heard the news about the parkway? It's going to open in November now.
Oh, lovely.
I know, but it'll be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I miss my commute, but
Yes. I
things
was
Well,
happen.
I was
at least
gonna
it's this
share
year.
too, one of the beautiful things along the Colonial Parkway Drive. So if you're coming and you're
Right,
visiting this summer and doing some of the events, you need to probably plan a trip when it reopens in November, as we're being told. So Christmas time might be a good time.
right.
You have the lighted boat parade down there at Christmas time,
That's right, we do.
the first weekend in December. But one of the unique flowers or plants down there is the Yorktown onion. They
Yes,
are a protected flower that grow. They look almost Dr. Seuss, and I'm gonna lean out
they
my
do.
chair. I actually have fake ones that I got at the
Yeah,
museum there in my office. They're such a cool looking plant.
they
Do
are.
not pick them. It is a
Right.
federal
Yeah, it's
offense.
illegal.
It's
Right.
illegal, but I'm gonna grab them to show you because they're really unique, cool looking plants. So there's something they when I don't know the exact season of when they start, but they're along the parkway and down in Yorktown
Right.
itself.
Yeah, it's they start to bloom in April or May. I remember taking pictures around that time frame. So yeah, we have them all over. You'll see them near the Fife and Drums of Yorktown House. Yeah, they're beautiful. Yep.
Here they are.
They're usually a little more purple than that though, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, see
they yeah.
this
Yeah.
one here is pretty dark.
Right. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, but they're very tall and they
Yes.
just sometimes will grow randomly, along the parkway. See, I even have this ornament. Let me show you. It's an onion ornament that I got at the museum.
Yeah. Did you get the gallery? The gallery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell these
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So they're really a fun thing to see because they were grown from seeds originally brought over on the ships. And so they're kind of sprinkled throughout the town as they start to bloom.
Don't
That's
pick
right.
them because they're illegal.
That's right. Do not pick them. Take a photo with them, enjoy
Right.
them. Do not touch them.
Right.
Go to the gallery and get them and have the
Or
fake
put your
ones.
face in the next
Yep.
one and just
Yeah, yeah, you can take
yeah.
very pretty
We
pictures
done
with them.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Well, is there anything else you can think of that we haven't covered? And definitely, we want you to put out the website information again. I also know you're very active on social media, posting really fun videos about
Right.
things upcoming as well as events that have happened. So if you've been down there, look for yourself in those pictures and videos, the concert.
That's right. You'll find the marketing team pretty much at all of the events. So tag us down if you really want to be featured. But we are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Visit Yorktown. And as Allison said, you can find pretty much everything that we talked about today on our website, visityorktown.org.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
on.
you, ladies. It was a pleasure. I'm glad I got to come on and brag about historic Yorktown, the sharpest point of the historic triangle.
Oh, what do you mean by that? Now you have to explain
Yeah.
that part too.
Well, you had to ask me that. That's when my boss. I think it's like if you put the triangle on the map, that's kind of where Yorktown is.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that's what that means. I hope I'm right about
Because
that.
one of our nicknames for the area is the historic triangle. And so, yes, we'll have to then verify. Everyone get their maps out. I actually have a map in my office that you can
You
check
can
the
get that part
area.
out, right? If I'm wrong.
Yeah, we'll find it out. Let me look.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's such a beautiful, unique area. Definitely, if you're a local here and you haven't been, I highly recommend you start getting some of these events on your calendar, visit their website, and take advantage of such an incredible area. That this area to me is so naturally beautiful, and
I
there is
agree.
so many places to just spend the day, spend an hour. It feels like you're on a vacation. We
It
are
really
living
does.
the vacation by living here. And so I'm just so excited that we were able to meet with you and discuss what's
Yes.
coming
Well,
up.
thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank
It was a
you.
pleasure. I had a great time.
Thank
You
you.
ladies were
Thank you.
thank you.